Hi everybody, welcome to the Noodle Shop podcast. My name is NoodleDog and I'll be your server today. Today we're going to be just talking about some different things, and I think that it'd be kind of cool to kind of go with you all and just kind of go through some stuff that's been going on, why I haven't been posting a whole lot, and all the other stuff. And with that, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So, I haven't made any of these in a while because I've been just busy working on my own stuff. I've been trying to relax. It's been a month since I graduated from college, so congratulations to me. We're happy about that. I graduated from college about a month ago, and I got my degree in art. Isn't that great? I could legally tell people I'm a professional artist. No, I can't. But one of the things that definitely took the longest, and the reason why it's been taking so long and it's been taking a toll on me to not make as many videos, is primarily because I've been burnt out. I've been burnt out for a while. I've been pushing since for about 3 years now, and the biggest part about pushing and making content and things like that doesn't necessarily pertain to this platform, but to many different platforms, is that sometimes you just get really burned out and you've got no idea how to continue. And that's kind of where I am right now. I've been pushing out content and art for about 3 years now, of different types of art. So I've been focusing in different fields, finding what I've liked, and YouTube is just part of what I like. And it's been kind of tough, but here I am making stuff. I'm trying to make more stuff for this channel, and sometimes I just kind of am not satisfied with what I've been going on with. It's been 3 weeks as of recording since the last thing I've uploaded, and it's only because I'm not proud of the quality of stuff that I've been displaying, and I think I can do a little bit better. It's early in the morning, so I'm yawning and stuff like that, so bear with me, but besides the point, it's been a difficult time. Even drawing art is difficult, but here I am trying my best to make sure that I can at least make something. So that's not too bad. I also have been just, trying to deal with the coronavirus situation thing. I think it's really important that we all take our time and, I don't want to say hide, but I was going to say more along the lines of just kind of take a step back and think about everything, make sure that we're all safe and happy and all other stuff like that, because, we don't know when this thing is going to end, but, we can't live in fear, so we got to just do our best. There's a lot going on in the world as we speak, but today we can just kind of go back and talk about some nostalgic things, because I want to kind of talk about some stuff that I want to talk about. That's my podcast. I can do whatever I want, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So I guess the first thing I was going to talk about was the internet. The internet's really cool to me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you, like myself, if you're around my age bracket, a little bit older, you might have formed around the years where the internet was kind of burgeoning, and it was kind of, this newer thing, but not necessarily a new thing. It wasn't like dial-up, although I definitely lived a little bit through dial-up, not a whole lot. My mom had dial-up modems and everything, and I used to remember the little the absolutely horrific sound of a dial-up modem starting. But one of the things that definitely formed me over the years were my interactions online as a kid. When I was about 12 or 11 or 12, I remember having a desktop, and I live in the house I live in now, so it's definitely not something that's exclusive. I definitely remember this in the room over when I had desktop. I remember waking up in the morning, and I remember, this is about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I remember going in to the room. Well, actually I was in that room, so I remember I would get up on my desktop, and I would kind of go and play flash games, or I would go into chat rooms, and I would go on to other stuff like that. There's this particular chat site called World that I still thank for my formative years and having some of the most important friends that I have now through chat sites. It helped me experience who I am. But I remember having a lot of fun going through chat rooms and playing music in the chat rooms. In particular, World was this weird thing where it was avatars. So the avatars were all animated for the most part, and you buy them through a currency system, and you go around, and you had rooms and chat rooms, and the rooms you could put furniture and stuff into, and it was 2D sprite based, so it wasn't like IMVU, which is dog shit, or any other thing like that. There's a lot of chat room things that I used to be into, but World was the most entertaining and most interesting to me because I was a little kid and there were all these sprites. You could be Goku for all you cared, and I was. Shit. Goku's a hero. Why not? And one of the most interesting memories that I remember having was kind of just sitting in a chat room by myself. Especially because I think the server base was mostly North American. I remember waking up and getting on World, just playing music, and it was really fun because I didn't have to worry about, of course, anybody coming in. It would just be like almost like lo-fi, and I would just be sitting around doing nothing, even though knowing damn well I've got an exam in the morning. And those things definitely formed me, and I found friends eventually. They probably watch my channel, they probably watch this podcast, and that's pretty cool too. And it's just super fun, and thinking about that stuff really makes me all nice and warm on the inside, because that's what made me feel so happy about the internet all those years back, and it still kind of does. I remember I got a huge blast of nostalgia because World actually opened up a couple years ago, I think, and because it went down. It was hosted by 3 Rings, I believe, which had a couple other game sites, and then World came back a couple years ago or something like that, like maybe a year and a half ago. I don't know if it's still up still, but I really had a fun time. I went back on there. I re-put my name. I don't even know what it is because I haven't been on there since then, but I got a little bit of a wave of nostalgia when I sat in a room that I made and I just kind of like played lo-fi music. It definitely felt like everything that I wanted it to be. And I say all this to say that, your nostalgia can definitely be a really nice saving grace in like a crazy time like this, because I haven't had a chance to experience it, but yeah, I did that just now. I just sneezed. Okay, but I said all that to say because nostalgia really does help, and staying nostalgic is super. It's hard to do in the coronavirus times that we have right now, but it's one of those things that could definitely take the edge off, and I really think that it's super cool. And I think if you have anything that you kind of feel like you should go back to, definitely try and go back to it, because it's probably going to really help you change your perspective on everything as far as what's going on, and you might actually enjoy yourself a lot more. So that's what I suggest. I've been having fun playing video games. I rewatched Dragon Ball Z, the Cell Saga in particular, and I was rewatching it last fall, and I remember I got from the Saiyan Saga to the Frieza Saga, and I was like, let me take a break because I really came here for Super Saiyan, and now I watched the Cell Saga, and I have to say, it was a nostalgic blast, but I even found the Bruce Faulconer music variant of the Dragon Ball Z airing. I don't know. Reddit is a beautiful thing. Reddit, you can find damn near anything on Reddit. So I was able to find it, and I might post a link if anybody's interested, because I grew up on the Bruce Faulconer mix of music. So all the intense guitar riffs and all of the intense like bass and everything, that's what I grew up with. And being able to listen to it was just like the icing on the cake for a lot of those scenes, because it put a lot of emotional weight to it. Not to say that the original Japanese score is terrible or anything. I think the score is great too, but for me, I don't think the Cell Saga and the Buu Saga have as much weight without those soundtracks to me. So it always just felt kind of like, I like it, but damn, this could be a little bit more like cool, Speaking of nostalgia, the videos, the movies for Dragon Ball, all those rock songs and everything like that, like hell, those things are great. I love just the entirety of Dragon Ball Z back in the day when I was a kid, like watching it on Toonami or something like that. Now that was nostalgic enough to like just make everything worthwhile. I have some of those songs on my phone, so sometimes I listen to them when I work out. So like my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie is Cooler's Revenge, and Drowned Pool has a couple of really good songs that I really like in it. So I think that those are like super nostalgic for me, and I would love to enjoy and do stuff like that. Okay, so do stuff like that. I'm not a musician, so more along the lines of I wish there was more of it, but there isn't. But that's okay. Super is pretty cool. So I mean, a good chunk of Super is cool. The rest of it can be whatever. Now that I've talked about that, let's talk about something else that's really interesting to me. If you know me, if you're interested in me, if you know me very well, rather, one of the things that you might know about me is that I'm a really big fan of convenience stores. And it sounds strange, I know. Convenience stores? Why would Noodle like convenience stores? Well, let me tell you. It's kind of the reason why I made, I'm not gonna say it's the reason why I made the channel, because that doesn't make any sense, because I do art videos, but it's kind of the reason why you see in some of my videos and stuff like that. Not my videos. Fuck. You see it in my my Noodle shop header. If you notice that, the colors and everything like that, I like old school. I love old school color schemes for convenience stores, and I love convenience stores in general. I have a huge passion for going to convenience stores and sitting in them for hours and listening to the music that they kind of like blast over the intercoms, and it's kind of like being a generally good thing. And I haven't been able to do that in these coronavirus times, mind you, but I've been wanting to do that for so long. And I feel like the reason why I like convenience stores is that it's so regional. You can go into a convenience store and you can see what people really prioritize in certain areas. For example, I'm from the south of the states. I'm from United States, and I'm from Louisiana. So you go into a convenience store and the first thing you see is fried chicken, and sometimes you see fried chicken and you'll see like Slurpees, and you might see like other stuff like that are marginally healthy, like sandwiches, or you might see boiled eggs or bananas or stuff like that. And then they got like different types of drinks. Like for instance, like a regional favorite is Big Shot, and Big Shot is really good. Big Shot pineapple is literally a drug. It's like somebody sprinkled some crack into a pineapple flavored drink, and it's just great. And one of the things that really makes me happy is just that in particular, going to different places and going to convenience stores. I didn't get a chance to go to one in TF during TF. Actually, yes, I did. I showed it in my video. I went to Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is more of a gas station, and I'll include gas stations along with convenience stores because they're just as convenient, because you're driving places, but also because we don't really have convenience stores that aren't drug stores, like Walgreens or Rite Aid. Rite Aid is extinct. We don't have any of those anymore. CVS, that's the one with the long receipts. That's the one. Yeah, that one. Those are really cool, but those aren't super convenience store related in my eyes. I like thinking of convenience stores as places where you walk in and they might be kind of grungy, or they might be really clean. I feel like Buc-ee's is super clean. It's huge. It's got slushies. It's got different types of snacks. It's got all these other stuff like that. And I have a huge cup that I got during the TFF trip with my friends. And when we go next year, hopefully if next year's a thing, you better know that I'm gonna be bringing that cup with me. We're gonna go and fill it up at Buc-ee's because, man, that place is great. I'll talk a little bit about convenience stores in general some more, and then I'll go back to Buc-ee's because that was kind of cool. And I'll talk about some other places I've been to that had really good convenience stores. But let's talk about just general convenience stores. When I think of convenience stores, I think about the ease of access, how much they have in the convenience store. It could be kind of like crowded as far as the items are concerned. So for instance, if I were to go into a convenience store and everything was like stark white, which sometimes a lot of convenience stores are, they're stark white, the lights are flashing down on you, and you walk in and everything is like super neat. I mean, that's fine. I like stuff like that. But for some reason, I also like that grunginess. I like a little bit of like, you walk in, you look around, the lights are not super dim, but they definitely aren't like the walls aren't helping. Like the walls kind of like soften the color of the store. The lights are white, but like the color of the walls are like a grayish or whatever. So it kind of like does whatever. And then you look down, and then the ground isn't necessarily I'm not gonna say the cleanest, but it definitely looks like it could be. It needs some work. It could be polished a little bit more, and so that also super cool to me. Finding what people like in these places is super cool. So like going, like I said before, Big Shot is something that's common in Louisiana. And I think that those are really cool. They have Zapp's chips, which is really popular. It's a brand of chip from this area, and they have different types of drinks. Like red cream soda is really cool here. It's made by Barks, so the people that make root beer. I don't know if Barks is a regional thing, but I think Barks isn't. But the red cream soda is a thing that's from this area, and people love it, and I love it too. But I don't drink it a whole lot because I don't drink soda. So those kind of things are really cool. Going back to Buc-ee's, Buc-ee's is like this huge convenience store, gas station, where like everything is super clean. It's super clean, but it's different because the bathrooms are clean. They clean them like on schedule, and there was this kid who was just like was cleaning them a second you walk out, and I was like, oh my god, this is just perfect. I've never seen this before in a gas station. It's my first time going to Buc-ee's, so of course I'm gonna be like, wow, look at that, point at that, that's really cool. They had a lot of slushies, they had a lot of drinks that I didn't expect at a gas station. Like they had kombucha at a gas station. Who the fuck has kombucha at a gas station? Buc-ee's does, apparently. They also had different types of foods. They had a smoked meat center, and I saw alligator there, and I was like, wow, alligator, I've had you before, you're delicious. But I didn't pick any. They had Dippin' Dots, they had all kinds of cowboy gear that you could just buy. They had shirts, t-shirts, and they had like apparel sections. They just had clothes in general. They also had cookbook sections. They had all kinds of stuff that you just normally would never see in a convenience store. But it just kind of goes to show you that like everything, I guess, is bigger in Texas. I don't know if you're from Texas. I guess everything's bigger there. Thank you for your contributions. Go fuck yourself. And I think that is really cool. So I love Buc-ee's. I'm definitely gonna go back. Hell, I'd make the trip just to go there. I like how me and my friends make a trip just to go to Whataburger. We'll do that one day too. And then going to further on, I've been to other convenience stores. Like I've been to 7-Eleven in California and places like that. I like 7-Eleven, but I don't remember them a whole lot because I was a lot younger. I would more readily remember In-N-Out because that's what I usually go when I go to California or something on the East Coast, on the West Coast. I usually go there before I go to a convenience store because I'm like, God damn, I want these burgers again. And before anybody gets mad at me, just so you know, burgers are great regardless. Okay, hey. You might like Shake Shack, you might like Steak and Shake or whatever. You might like McDonald's burgers, but I like In-N-Out, okay? So don't bully me in the comments. I like my burgers. I like my burgers a lot, please. But going back to regional stuff, I think the regional thing is really cool because you can definitely see, like I said, what people are interested in and what people are trying to buy and purchase. And a great example of that is my trip to Asia. I went to China a couple of years ago. I probably have talked about it a little bit, and I might make a video about it if you guys want me to. I hope you guys will want me to. But I went on a trip to Asia about 2 years ago in 2018, and I remember very specifically, besides having a lot of fun there, having a lot of enjoying a lot of the culture and a lot of the art, because I'm an art person, so I got a chance to see culture gardens, stuff like that. But you know, if you're getting where this is coming from, I liked convenience stores a lot. I went to Family Mart and Lawson's for the first time. Those were phenomenal. Really nice service, super clean. The food is different, of course, because they have different types of chips and stuff like that. But being an American and going to another country that has places that have stuff like that, especially in China where everything is kind of closed off, you really get to see what people are like really buying, and you get to also notice that like some things are definitely not being pulled from other countries before they get pulled here from here. So for instance, like I went to a convenience store that was from close to our hotel. I went there, it was 24 hours, and I went in and I sat there for a good hour and a half listening to the music and just looking at the frozen section or the refrigerated section. It's funny because the salesperson did nothing. They did not say a single word to me, which is the most beautiful thing. I hate it here how everybody has to check on you. They have to ask you questions. Over there, they were just like they were waiting for me the whole time, and the guy like just like kind of gave up waiting on me to start like playing on his phone, and I was like, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted you to just pretend like I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm just looking at the frozen section. I sat there for an hour just looking at everything they had. They had like Jack Daniel and stuff like that. Of course, they had like alcohol. They had different types of foods. So like I remember in particular, they had like orange chicken or something like that. They had like soups that they had packaged and put away too. They had like salads. They had different types of like they had like different types of like cabbage and stuff like that you could like dig into, stuff like that. That was really delicious. And I remember getting a pudding that was like shaped like a panda, and if I can find the video, I'll post it one of these days. But I remember I went back to my room after that. Like I paid for it. I went back to my room, and I remember I tried to like manipulate this poor panda into getting into my mouth. And I remember very specifically that like I was like trying to spoon it, and I flicked the spoon, and the spoon piece that I did not want on the table flipped off and flew onto the table, and I just had a nice laugh about it. But thinking about back to it, it was one of those great experiences. I remember I also went out on a town with some friends. They were Vietnamese, so they kind of blended in than anything, and I went with them because I was like, hey, let's just go and have fun. And we went to a family mart, and we had onigiri, and I had like an eel onigiri, and I had a salmon one, and we had them heated up in the store. It was really cool. We then went to a Chinese like supermarket kind of thing, and they usually sell all kinds of stuff. And I remember I packed up my bag full of stuff. Like I bought like this brand of ramen that I have no idea I don't know what brand this is, but I packed it up in my suitcase, and I brought it home, and I ate it for lunch one day, and I've been like crying because I could not find it since. And it was so good. It had like freeze dried meat in it. It had the vegetables, and then like the tare that you put up in the middle that you can put hot water onto and let it steep, all that good stuff. And it was just like so good. It was so creamy. It was tonkotsu. It was delicious. I love that. I also brought back home it was like it was Chips Ahoy with Java chips in it, or like coffee chips with the chocolate chips. That was really good. I had a really good time with that. I remember the many types of chips that I would also eat, because convenience stores don't extend past, they extend also into the chip industry. I was actually going to get to that point in a second. Well, now I'm here, so I might as well talk about it. But definitely what happened with, I got Doritos in China, and let me just say, the Doritos were not delicious. They were nacho cheese flavored, and I was like, let me just get them and try them, because hey, Doritos, I've got a bag of Doritos, I've got a lot of money, I need to get rid of this money, it's not going to transfer well into American money if I bring this back. So I was just grabbing stuff, and I remember I grabbed some Doritos, and I remember I brought them back to my room, and I tried them. It did not go well. The first thing I should mention was that like maybe it was just my Doritos, but Doritos tasted as if, and I'm not joking when I say this, it tasted as if somebody took every Dorito out of the bag, licked it, put it back in the bag, sealed the bag up, put the nitrogen and everything in it that usually keeps it crisp, and sent it off to another country. That's what it tasted like, and it made me chuckle. But I was like, wow, this is gross. Like it's not gross, it just tastes like somebody breathed, like a cheese breathed onto a Dorito. That's what it tasted like. There were other things that were better though, like ramen snacks that people like. They're like broken up pieces of ramen with seasoning, either like a seasoning packet or like a brine or something like that put on them. It was really good. That was like soy sauce flavored. No, it was steak and pepper flavored. That's what I had. That was really good. I also remember distinctly going to when I was at the university that we were staying at for the first week. They had different types of ice cream that was like super good, and the ice cream wasn't super sweet. It was very like mild tasting, but it was really delicious. So I was able to like down that a couple times. They had what else did they have? They had these onion ring flavored things that are really good that I've been able to get back in the States here. So I've been able to get those. Those are really good. I've also been able to I've also enjoyed like the hot section. I feel like you could judge a place like a convenience store based on the hot section it has, and they had like little Chinese sausages like rolling around. They had these little things that were like, what the fuck was that? What was that? It was kind of like a pancake that you could like stick stuff into. You had to make it yourself, so it was like a little tool, like a little wooden dowel, and you had to make it like a crepe kind of. And then once you did that, whoops, I think I knocked my microphone. But after you did that, you would just take it off. You would fill it with whatever they had, and you pay for it, and you leave. And stuff like that is just super cool. There was also my favorite. That's my favorite part. Everywhere you would go in China, I feel like you could find a wing. You could find chicken wings, and I've never seen a place in anywhere in my existence. Like we have like fried chicken wings here in the South, right? We have places that are like fried chicken wings for this much for $5, stuff like that. But in China, it was kind of strange because nothing was more interesting than going to a store and seeing wing jerky that looked like the wings. They were just wing jerky. I've never seen that before in my life. I thought it was really funny. They had squid jerky, they had stuff like that. And then another thing that they had that I thought was really cool, I distinctly remember going to restaurants like not Taco Bell, not Pizza Hut. I didn't get a chance to go to Pizza Hut, but Pizza Hut was, by the way, if you're not sure, Pizza Hut and KFC are on damn near every corner, and McDonald's is not as big in China, probably because it's American. But and while the other ones are American too, for the most part, not for the most part they are. KFC just hits different in China, and they had wings on a stick there. They had wings on a stick at McDonald's. They had wings on a stick in Burger King. But they also had different regional stuff. Like I remember the ice cream machines worked. You know how the meme we have with that? Nah, that shit doesn't fly there. It actually works there. I thought that was really funny. I remember I got like a sundae with like a big donut in it. Oh man, that was super cool. That was really great. Burger King had the what is that thing? They had like the Kuro burger, I believe it was. That was like the black burger with everything, like black cheese and everything. I've got pictures of all this stuff that I might post at one point. Oh, I've posted on my Instagram. You should be watching my Instagram. That's where this stuff is. So you should get on that. Just saying. And yeah, that was super cool. But wings on a stick were super common. I'm not joking. Like it would be like 1 wing on a stick, 2 wings on a stick, 3 wings on a stick. It's gonna be this much. And you get a chance to really enjoy, because if you're an American, you have money, a decent amount of money, you can definitely live easy there for the time you're there. It's really great. So, convenience stores, let me say all that to say, they're super cool. Definitely give them a chance whenever you go places, and just kind of enjoy. If you can sit down in a convenience store, or you could just not sit down, but if you could like walk around a convenience store and just like not be bothered, give it a shot. I guarantee you'll love it and you'll have a good time with it. And on to the last thing, some updates that are going on with the channel. Yikes, I keep pressing this thing. I have a laser pointer that I'm like tapping against my chair. So that's why you might hear like these little pops every now and again. But some updates to the channel that I think everybody should be aware of. Today is Thursday. No, it's Friday. Today's Friday as of me talking. I'm recording early in the morning, so usually I forget that this is, early in the morning. First update, I will be making more videos. That's a non-issue. Don't worry. If you're interested in my channel, I'll be making more videos. I'm making more art videos. I have to decide what the art videos are going to be about, because sometimes they're really hard. The challenge videos that I'm working on, I'm going to get back to them. They've been difficult because I've been drawing a whole lot, but I will get back to them, and I'll draw stuff from my Twitter. Don't you worry, I'll get to it eventually if it kills me. 2, I recently bought a GoPro camera, and I'm going to be doing like vlog style stuff every now and again too. I want to hear what you guys want me to do. If you guys want me to go to convenience stores, I'll go there. But if you want me to go, traveling or something like that, if I'm free, I can definitely do that. I don't have an interesting life, but I definitely could share that stuff if I wanted to with you all. I definitely want to be able to enjoy myself with you all. And I think that one of the things that would be really cool is to just like show GoPro footage of, me doing daily stuff. Also, because it's a GoPro, I might also like set it up on my computer, on my thing right here, and you might actually get to see, traditional art videos if you guys want to see that. I think that'd be kind of cool to like take a break from the digital stuff, because sometimes it does become very antiquated, and it can be a problem, and going back to the basics is perfectly fine. I also am going to be doing product reviews. A GoPro is not a reason to do only like vlogging videos or whatever, but I think it's really important that you can do, or you can enjoy some content that isn't exactly related to digital art, or some stuff that you could see, and seeing what kind of products that I use personally, especially from an artist perspective. I always found that if I could find what techniques and what stuff an artist actually uses, I'd be cool with that, and I can use that, knowledge to find stuff that's either similar or the exact same stuff, so I can imitate what other people are doing, so I can kind of move to my own thing. So I'll be doing product reviews, and I'll do stuff like that, especially if you guys want me to. And one more thing that I kind of want to like throw at you guys is I've been wanting to do this for a while. I want to do one of two things. I can eventually do both of them, but I think you guys might like this. Talking about characters and design of characters. So I'm a big fan of character development and character design. I mean, I like doing that a lot. That's what I like to do the most in art. And I think that if you guys would have me, I think we can do a series where we talk about character art. And in particular, we talk about popular characters in popular media. We talk about their designs and why we like them. We don't have to talk about exactly, who they are as far as character wise, just their designs. Why are they successful design wise? Because a lot of times design is the most successful part of a character. We all have seen the Sonic thing, and that's pretty much it. I've been rambling enough, and I think it's time I can go ahead and turn everybody loose from the Noodle Shop. So from Noodle Shop, I hope you guys have a great day wherever you listen to this, great night, whatever. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, evening, whatever. Stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you guys in another video. Welcome. Thank you for joining the Noodle Shop. See you later.